To get things started here in London was not too easy, especially when it comes to things like finding your first place to live at, opening your first bank account, and things like that, especially because if someone is from outside the country, someone is not a British citizen, then they will double, triple check everything, every background.
Guineából jöttem, érkeztem Magyarországon, amikor 16 éves voltam, és ott voltam, és csináltam interjú menekülttáborban itt Magyarországon, és kaptam negatív, mert a Guineából nincs semmi baj. Mondtam neki, de hát igen, mert te itt vagy Magyarországon, nem tudod mi a pályán Guineában. Nincs biztonság, és minden nap az emberek meghaltak az utcában. Integrálódni akarok magyar társadalomba, de ha nekem nincs ilyen státusz, nem tudok semmi kínálni. De iskolába járok, nem dolgozom, nincs pénzem, nincs státusz, akkor mit fogok kínálni?
Do we know who they are? Do we know anything about them? How old are they? How long do they stay? Do they return? Do they work? Where do they pay taxes? What are the social consequences of migration on different levels? Do we have reliable data for handling negative and positive effects?
Why we need this data is very clear, because we need to make strategies. We need to make real evidence-based political decisions. Otherwise, we are going to mislead ourselves in these dramatic changes what are happening. Migration is really becoming a crucial issue due to the changes in the world economy and the related demographic processes. And we don't have a clear view about this. We need to survey emigrants. Emigrants do not tell us that they have left the country or they have left the local community. Therefore, we need to survey them through the households they leave behind. So we have to put these things all together in order to have a real data management strategy, and this is what SEEMIG aimed at in 8 countries in Southeastern Europe.
For instance, statistical offices need to rely on researchers because they are the ones who can analyze relevant data in depth. On the other hand, researchers need to rely on the data that statistical offices have. Now, another group of actors, local governments, generally lack a local data bank on which to rely when they want to grasp social processes in the context of migration on solid evidence. So this is why the partnership that was built up in the SEEMIG project needs to be maintained even after the project.
International migration is a very specific topic, and it's absolutely obvious that it's an urgent need for integrated statistical data systems on local, national and transnational levels.
We found that the labour force survey has the potential to provide good quality and comparable data on international migration all across Europe. Well, to achieve this, certain important improvements and good cooperation between the countries is needed. One example is the SEEMIG pilot study, which we carried out in Hungary and Serbia, and which has shown that it is possible to produce reliable, good quality data on a big sample of emigrants from the emigrant countries. Well, one example can be that in Hungary we have justified that our emigrant population has a much higher level education and is significantly younger than the population within the country.
During the last 60 years, Southeast Europe is characterized through, on the one side, demographic convergence, and on the other side, a great divergence as regards economic and migratory processes. It seems to be due to rather very specific historical and macroeconomic reasons that one part of this formerly emigrant area has developed into regions of immigration, while some parts, another part which is still characterized by immigration, provides huge amounts of labor for this immigrant area. And it is in this context that we see a possibility of emerging dependence and longer-term unequal exchanges between parts in Europe.
We have been promoting the dialogue between scientific communities, policymakers and state officials when drafting local, national and transnational strategies. In this process, we have been employing participatory methods like foresight workshops, stakeholders focus groups activities in order to draft local, national and regional strategies. Now we know much better how to proceed in the next 5 to 7 years on both collaborating with stakeholders and implementing these strategies.
This is a very complex program. We need to get out from our local, national and regional boxes in order to see the linkages that migration establishes in our new world. Otherwise, we are not going to see the wood for the trees.